What is going on, guys? Today is February 27th, and I'll tell you what is going on. Fucking war is going on. That shit is crazy. Literally, you can wake up and see that shit in your pocket. I know there's footage of other wars and stuff, but like now media is crazy. Obviously, it's all over TikTok, it's all over Twitter. I spent like 3 hours last night reading about it on Reddit, watching videos on Reddit, and that's pretty much all I do. I have a TV, but I just have it on for background noise. You can kind of see it right there, but it's not even on right now, honestly. Oh, so you can see, but yeah, so today we're going to talk about human evolution and the universe, really. So before we get into human evolution and universe, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe. Make sure, make sure you leave a like on this video. You know, don't be a hater. Don't watch the video and not like it, or don't dislike it though. Don't do that. Be honest, but don't dislike it. Just don't. Okay, so the Big Bang. So most people believe how the universe was created was the Big Bang around 13.7 billion years ago. Everything in the entire universe was condensed in a small singularity, a point of denseness and heat. Honestly, I remember learning about this in school, but I wasn't paying attention. But it's really interesting to me now. Like it was interesting to me back then. I just wasn't paying attention because I had science, a first hour class. Nobody wants to. I'm like half awake at that time. So any class, if it's not just science, any class that would have been my first hour class, it was bad. Except unless I had weights my first hour class my senior year. That was nice. So it was a good wake up. But learning about science, math, English, history is pretty cool. But that'll put me to sleep. So So 13.7 billion years ago, everything was in a small singularity, a point of infinite denseness and heat. Suddenly, an explosive expansion began, ballooning our universe outwards faster than the speed of light. And that was pretty fast. All the matter in the universe was held in a tiny point with a huge mass. Just after the Big Bang, the universe was so hot that light wasn't even possible. So it's faster than the speed of light, but light is not even possible. So use our context clues. What does that mean? Just a bunch of bullshit. And we'll talk about that later. Planets in order. So the planets in order in the universe off the top of the dome. I don't know for sure. I didn't take notes on this because I thought I knew it, but now I'm blanking. So off the top of the dome goes the sun, obviously, and then I know Earth is third. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Jupiter. If you guys want to help me out, you can. Let me know. I'm just playing. This is not live, so I didn't want you to see this till after. But yeah, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Well, Pluto's not a planet. Which until recent, Pluto's not a planet. It's a dwarf planet, so it's classified as a dwarf planet. But also, there's other dwarf planets that are farther than Pluto. There's other planets that are farther than Pluto, so those are dwarfer planets, more dwarfing. There's a shorter planets, probably shorter. Sun than Pluto. Okay, so now when we get into the good shit. Well, first we gotta talk about how the Earth was, so we don't get into the good shit yet. We only get good shit now. So if you like shit, first we gotta talk about the Earth. Of course, we can't talk about humans until we talk about the Earth. So how did the Earth form is a good question. Thanks for asking. When the solar system settled into its current layout about 4.5 billion years ago, Earth formed when gravity pulled swirling gas and dust to become the third planet from the sun. Like its fellow terrestrial planets, which those are rocky, Earth as well has a central core, a rocky mantle, and a solid crust. Where the fuck was I at? Oh, if the Earth... Sorry, I almost slipped up. If the Earth formed at midnight, so I had to write this down because it was an interesting thing, but if the Earth formed at midnight in the present moment, which I had to read like 6 times because it's confusing me, so if you guys have to, think about it too, don't feel bad. So, if the Earth formed at midnight in the present moment is the next midnight, 24 hours later, modern humans have been around since 11:59 p.m., 1 second. And if human history itself spans 24 hours from one midnight to the next, 14 minutes represents the time since Christ. I don't know what that means still. I just figured it was, pretty cool. And make you sound pretty smart. If you go to someone who has no idea what you're talking about, you go to someone and you say that, then go think they're pretty smart. Unless they work for NASA or something like that, then they'll know. So yeah, if the Earth stopped though at the equator, if the Earth stopped when my science teacher told me in 8th grade, not my 8th grade science teacher. Yeah, she's my 8th grade science teacher. She told me if the Earth stopped, then what would happen is they would, like, where you're standing or sitting, wherever you're at, if the Earth stopped, you would like go backwards and then shoot forward. And I don't know if that's true, so I looked it up, and it says the Earth's rotational modern motion at its fastest about 1,000 miles an hour. If that motion suddenly stopped, the momentum would send things flying eastward, which is, whichever direction you're facing, depends on that, but could be backwards. Moving rocks and oceans would trigger earthquakes and tsunamis. And the Earth's polar radius is 3,950 miles, or if you're one of those weirdos, it is 6,356 kilometers. A difference of 13 miles is 22 kilometers. Using those measurements, we can make the equatorial circumference of Earth is about 24,901 miles. Can you imagine that? And 4,075 kilometers is also what it is for anybody that's taking notes right now, because I know in 8th grade, like I just said, they teach you about this shit. So if you're watching this video and you are in 8th grade, this is some notes. Cornell notes. Write them down. That kind of style, which that was bullshit. I hate Cornell notes. Because, I don't hate them. Sometimes they were good because you could write questions on the side, and then you could, the questions, and then you could write out your answer on the inside. But sometimes, I'm not blowing steam up my ass, but, because I had bad grades in my classes, but, this is going to sound stupid, too, but I really didn't have any questions. And although I had bad grades, my teacher was like, how do you not have any questions at all, but you have bad grades, you're not passing your class? And I'm like, listen, dude, I know I have bad grades, but I've been suspended. Too much information. Too much. Okay, so who named the planet Earth? The good planet Earth. All the planets except for Earth were named after Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. The name Earth is an English/German name which means the ground, literally the ground, the dirt, where you stand. It comes from the Old English words Eeyore, and Eartha. And German is, let's try to say it, German people watching, if you are, I'm sorry, Erde. Is that correct? If not, I don't care. Actually, I shouldn't say that because there's about to be a war. So if we all die, sorry. That's why I'm telling you about human evolution, because if we all die, I'm gonna tell you how we all started. So at least you know that. And that's still crazy to me. Like, like I said, I spend like 3 hours scrolling through Reddit, but I spend longer time on TikToks, like now, because you can watch like, and some people on Reddit, like there's like conspiracies floating around. I know this is not what the video is about, but who cares? There's some conspiracies floating around that some people are saying that the war is like fake propaganda, like it's not real, which, I mean, I think it's stupid because obviously you can see what's going on. But what they're mainly saying is like you can't see like, and you only see missiles and fire. That's what a war is: missiles and fire and shooting and stuff. So I don't know really what they're trying to say. So I'm not in on that conspiracy. We can do conspiracy later on, which I went to, like aliens. That video is coming. It's coming. I need to get some more people on the show because it's hard to talk about aliens with one person. So I need people on the show. If you want to come on the show, let me know so we talk about aliens. So, or it's like that was all for Earth talk, huh? That was all Earth talk. But I want to talk about how the sun formed, because we're going to do space and then humans, because I feel like that's more like logical, because humans need to come first. And it's just going to tie back to the ocean video. If you did not watch the ocean video, this video I did about facts about the ocean, this is like at the end of this video, you're going to see like a bunch of tie-ins to what I was talking about in that video. It's crazy because I didn't mean for it to be that way, but I wasn't capping. I was telling the truth, and you'll see it in this video. So the sun formed. That's all for Earth. Well, no. Earth. How did the Earth form? Or did I already say that? Oh yeah, I did already say that. My bad, guys. The sun formed about 4.6 billion years ago in a giant spinning cloud of gas and dust called, just like the Earth, not just like the Earth, but it was called the solar nebula. As the nebula collapsed under its gravity, it spun faster and flattened into a disk. And I'm telling you, write these down if you are in 8th grade. Sun, what would happen if the sun exploded, you might ask? It's a good question. If the sun exploded, obviously it would be cold. It would be cold because there would be no sun. And the sun formed, wait, I already just read that. The sun exploded. If the sun exploded, all human and plant life on Earth will eventually die out if the sun explodes. When it starts to expand, though, you might say, it will most likely envelop Mercury, Venus, and Earth, which we know are 1, 2, and 3 in the order with the sun. Into its grasp, and these planets will dissolve instantly, so we will die. This is not expected to happen for several billion years. So if this video gets there, this is a warning from Chris Jacobs. In 2022, we're about to start World War III, and we might die. But in a billion years, when you're seeing this video, you're dead too. So yeah. How close can you get to the sun, though? Because I always wanted to know that. And that's a good question, Chris. Wow. How close can you get to the sun? The sun is about 93 million miles away from Earth. And if we think of that distance as a football field, a person starting at one end zone can get about 95 yards before burning up. As said, an astronaut so close to the sun is way, 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 way out of position. You should retreat. Just a quick facts about the sun. The sun, which is crazy by the way, what I'm about to read. The sun accounts for 99.86% of the mass in the solar system. Over 1 million Earths could fit inside the sun. The sun is 93 million miles away from the Earth, and the sun is the closest star to our planet, which is why we see the sun so big and bright. Big and bright. Deep in heart of Texas. What makes the sun hot, you might ask? The core of the sun is so hot and there is so much pressure, nuclear fusion takes place. And what is that? Hydrogen is changed to helium. Nuclear fusion creates heat and photons, which is light. And the sun's surface is about 6,000 Kelvin, which is 10,340 degrees F Fahrenheit, which is 5,726 degrees Celsius. To be honest, that stuff confuses me, but that's what it is. Before, I don't know. Do you guys believe that? So I've seen this video on Instagram, like an Instagram reel, and he said that there's never been an astronaut to go out into outer space and take and have a picture of the sun. There's plenty of pictures of Earth and other planets, but there's never which I don't think is just not true, because there is pictures of the sun, but in real time, take video of it, I don't know. I'm probably confusing you guys because I'm confused too. So, how was time created though? Because the first sundials were probably what it is, sundials. Sundials were simply stakes placed on the ground that indicated time by the length and direction of the resulting shadow. As early as 1500 BC, the Egyptians had developed. That would have been bad if I would just put my water on my laptop. That would have been bad. As early as 1500 BC, the Egyptians had developed a more advanced sundial just years later. The next generation sundial likely formed the first representation of what we now call the hour. But time cannot exist without space, and the existence of space, or this existence of time, does require energy. And I don't know where they get that energy from. Space. Let me know. But why is it only 60 seconds in a minute and not 100? Because I always wondered that. And I looked up on Google and why. Because Google is amazing actually, because you can look up anything on Google, but don't get it too far in, because that's when you get to the dark web and you can literally go to jail for that. And I know a guy who used to go into the dark web. I don't know where he's at now, which is why you shouldn't go on the dark web. But the division of the hour into 60 minutes and of the minute into 60 seconds comes from the Babylonians, who use a sexagesimal counting in 60s system for mathematics and astronomy. They delivered their number system from the Sumerians, who were using it as early as 3500 BC. So time started before Christ, which we're not going to get into that right now. We can get into another episode, because that's a whole nother thing. But so yeah, now I just want to talk about the good shit I was talking about earlier. The good shit. The human race. Every living entity on Earth comes from bacteria, such as yeast and other bacteria. So every entity, I'm gonna read this. It's a paragraph. I'm gonna read it for you guys. Every living entity has evolved from a bacterium, which lived billions of years ago. It is said that biological evolution started around 3.7 billion years ago. Homo sapiens, or modern man people. Modern man emerged 250,000 years ago. The evolution of humans has taken around 5 million years. Although figures vary from study to study, it's currently generally accepted that chimpanzees, or pan troglodytes, Pancholites, and their close relatives, the bonobos. I don't know what those are. I thought those were, when I read it the first time, I thought it said baboons, so I had to read it twice. But bonobos, Panpeniscus, alright, are both humans' closest living relatives, with each species sharing around I can never say words like that, which I have a speech impediment probably, so God don't make fun of me, damn. Fuck. 84% of human genes known to be associated. Wait, that's 98%. They share 98.7% of our DNA. But also humans and zebrafish, which is crazy. Top 5 fish. Oh, I'll read this first. Humans and zebrafish share 70% of the same genes and 84% of human genes known to be associated with human disease have a counterpart in zebrafish, which I said alien life is in the ocean. And that's another example. But I'm gonna read you more on this video. But like I was saying, top 5 fish off of the dome. Because I didn't do it in my last video. So now I have to do it. Is gotta be the swordfish, number 1. Then the piranha. And then the fish with the lights on their head. And then the zebrafish now. And then, no, swordfish, piranha. Electric eel is not a fish, never mind. Yeah, swordfish, piranha, fish with the light on his head, zebrafish, pufferfish. Yeah. Where was I at? Oh, they also share major organs and tissues. But humans first evolved, so now we're getting into humans. Humans first evolved in Africa, and much of human evolution occurred on that continent. The fossils of early humans who lived between 6 and 2 million years ago, 6 and 2 million years ago, come entirely from Africa. Most scientists currently recognize some 15 to 20 different species of early humans, while our ancestors have been around for about 6 million years. The modern form of humans only evolved about 200,000 years ago. Civilizations as we know it is only about 6,000 years old. So the past 6,000 years old, I cannot see from back here, and that's why I have to say I'm so close. I have bad eyes, even though I have glasses, but I haven't been to the eye doctor in since I moved out from my mom's house, which is bad. But that was only 2 years ago, so cut me some slack. Most scientists recognize 15 to 20 different human species. Humans only evolved 200. Man, I do need new glasses, god damn. Where was I at? Oh. Modern humans originated in Africa within the past 200,000 years and evolved from their most likely recent common ancestor, Homo erectus. Homo erection. Okay. I'm just playing. Don't cancel me. Which means upright man in Latin. That's what Homo erectus means. Upright man, which makes sense. Homo erectus is an extinct species of human that lived between 1.9 million and 135,000 years ago. That's a big difference. One of the earliest known humans is Homo habilis, also known as the handyman, who lived about 2.4 million to 1.4 million years ago, so a difference of 1 million years ago in Eastern and Southern Africa, not just one. That man was moving. Yeah. Also, I guess we gotta talk about the moon. Because humans, now that they evolved, we cannot live without the moon. It is the pull of the moon's gravity that the Earth holds our planet in place. Without the moon stabilizing our tilt, it is possible that the Earth's tilt could vary widely. It would move from no tilt, which means no seasons, to large tilt, which means extreme weather, and even ice ages, which also I want to get into ice ages, but not right now. The moon influences life as we know it on Earth. It influences our oceans, weather, and the hours in our days. Without the moons, tides would fall, high and low tides would shrink by an estimated 75 percentile. If we had 2 moons, it would be catastrophic, actually. An extra moon will lead to larger tides, like I just said, and wipe out major cities like New York and Singapore. The extra pull of the moons would also slow down the Earth's rotation, causing the day to get fucking longer. Volcanoes on the moon. There are some volcanoes on the moon, you might say, like long as time ago, because based on samples returned by the Apollo and Luna programs, scientists already had evidence for volcanic eruptions on the moon stretching back to more than 4.1 billion years, with the majority occurring between 3.8 billion and 3 billion years ago. So they weren't off that much, because nobody can accept it. Because what if a volcano just goes off on the moon right now? That would be like so crazy right now, because all the stuff that's going on, and a volcano just goes off on the moon. Yeah, imagine. But you might ask yourself, how did the moon form? Because I'm talking about the moon, but how did the moon form? Which I'm asking that too, because I thought I wrote it down, but okay, guys. Oh, duh. There are 4 theories, 4 of them. People believe how the Earth or the moon was created. 1, the giant impact theory suggests or proposes that the moon formed during a collision between the Earth and another small planet about the size of Mars. The debris from this impact collected in an orbit around Earth to form the moon. I didn't do good. That wasn't good. My voice is too raspy. Co-formation theory proposed that the Earth and Moon formed contemporaneously as a gravitational bound pair. The capture theory, the Moon was a wandering body, like an asteroid, that formed elsewhere in the solar system, was captured by Earth's gravity as it passed nearby. Number 4 is the fission theory, apparently thought up by Charles Darwin's son George in the 19th century. Posits that the material that formed the moon was ejected into space by molten hot rock, spinning Earth in the very early days of the solar system. So yeah. The moon is pretty important to life. The moon and the sun. That's why we're talking about it, guys. That's why we are talking about it. Very important to life, because without them both, we would be dead. And either way, humans, it's human evolution. You're gonna die anyway, so not to be sad or nothing, but that's how it is. Yeah, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? You guys know what I was saying? The moon, when the solar system settled into its, oh shit, that's the wrong one. The moon, when the sunlight hits the moon's surface, how cold is the moon, you might ask? When the sunlight hits the moon's surface, the temperature can reach 260 degrees Fahrenheit F, which is 126 degrees C Celsius. When the sun goes down, temperature can dip to minus 200 degrees F, minus 173 C. The Earth, however, is 4.5 billion years old. I think we all knew that. If you didn't, you live on Earth, dude. Hey. My eyes hurt. I think I'm talking too much. What else was what makes the sun hot? What makes you hot? The core of the sun is so hot that there is so much pressure, nuclear fusion takes place. Hydrogen is changed to helium. I read that earlier. Bro, what is up? Oh, wormholes? You guys want to talk about wormholes? Because I wasn't originally going to talk about this, but I just stumbled upon it. A wormhole is a special solution to the equations describing Einstein's theory of general relativity that connects two distant points in space via a tunnel. Ideally, the length of this tunnel is shorter than the distance between those 2 points, making the wormhole a kind of shortcut. So time, how was time created? Which I was just talking about. I did not put my notes in order. They're all over the place. That's why I'm confused as hell. I should have done this. I should have prepared. But oh well. It's my podcast or my YouTube channel. I do what I want, right, guys? Right. But yeah, for real, like, I need people to come on the show and talk to me about some, like, aliens. Like, bring your alien facts. Don't be capping either. Because I have mine. I already have mine. But I need someone else. I don't have all of mine. I need someone else to come and chat with. But when I get a bigger place, I'm gonna get a bigger I'm gonna buy a bigger desk thing. We gonna get some mics. We gonna have some people on the show. The show's going up. But so also reading this stuff, like in school, you know, they teach you Christopher Columbus founded America and all this. But reading this stuff, like I knew Christopher Columbus was wasn't what he was made out to be. But like in school they teach you differently, which I don't know why they just burping like crazy. Oh, that reminds me, I have the hiccups now. Let me tell you some crazy facts because I wrote them down, and one of them is a hiccup fact. And it sounds weird, but hiccups may date back. So just a quick facts for you guys, because you never know when you run into someone, they hold you at gunpoint, they ask you, tell me a fact. You need to know these. Hiccups may date back to humans' watery ancestors. Wiring in the brain that pushes water over fish gills and makes amphibians gulp air has been imperfectly rewired in mammals. It can make the diaphragm go into spasms, which causes hiccups. So I have hiccups now, but I don't have hiccups anymore. All I gotta do is talk. From the top, some snakes have hip bones, which shows they once had 4 legs like lizards. They're close cousins. I don't know how that works. I don't know how the family tree of animals works. Although, oh yeah, that sounds stupid. Snakes and lizards, obviously. The penises of human ancestors were covered in hard spines. Theorists believe that these spines probably helped a man's sperm overtake that of his competitors. As humans became more monogamous, the spines became obsolete. So now humans do not have spines on their penises. At least I don't think they do. Maybe. I know I don't. But if you wanna come out and say you do, no judgment here, man. You might actually be scientific, like, I don't know. You could be important to history, dude. Like, turn yourself in, bro. Let them see you. You can get paid for that shit. Humans share about 31% of their genes with yeast. Like I said, a single living cell that replicates every 90 minutes. They share about 50% of their genes with a fucking banana. A yellow banana. But bananas are good. You guys like bananas? And I hate how every time you bring up a banana, like, hey, you want a banana? Or like even eating a banana, especially in school. You eat a banana around a bunch of guys and they're gay. But bananas are good for you too. Like they have a lot of potassium. You need that. So scientists believe that the nictitating membrane, the small pink tissue right here in the corner of a human eye, or right here, is remnant of a triple eyelid. Similar to the semi-transparent eyelid used by birds, reptiles, fish, and other mammals. It is used to protect the eye or moisten it. So what am I saying, guys? Go watch my other video about the ocean. I'm telling you, there's a lot of facts between here and the ocean, and you can tie it into each other. And I'm telling you, this will blow your mind, because that's what I'm gonna do. Because I don't know. Like I said, humans evolved. Well, all humans evolved from fishes. Well, not really. I'm just going off script now. So, it's after hours. You guys like my new setup? But this was in the last video. But I got a new. Well, it's not new. I've been having it for a couple of years. I got the bobblehead. This piece of cheese. Cheese head. I don't know if you guys can see right here, but this little pharaoh. I'm into like. I find Egypt like interesting, like ancient Egypt and pharaohs and shit. So I bought a pharaoh at Ross. It was like $20, and I'm like, holy shit, because it looked nice as hell. And then I got all the Office characters, right? Not all of them. I got Michael Scott, Dwight Schrute, Jim Halpert. Jim and Dwight, my favorite. Then Michael Scott, Pam, Stanley, and Daryl. I need to get more. Oscar, Phyllis, Oscar and Phyllis. I need to get Ryan. What's that dude from The Hangover? You got Oscar Kelly. Read about Kelly. Ryan Kelly was freaks in the background.